Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to the Hunter Classic for our second weekend here on Pickabeen Bay. So, I'm going to change my loadout just a little bit. I still basically have to take the bow with me, because I don't think I have another firearm or anything that's, like, enough power to it in order to really work and, like, take down the water buffalo. But I am going to examine more about what equipment I take, because what I think I'm going to try doing... I know that, thanks to Danger Floof in the comments of last week, is the deer calls will not work. The roosted deer have a special collar, or I could try using the scent calls, and I don't really think I need the E-collar with me. So I'm going to stick to the hog collar. I'm going to try using the scent eliminator a little bit more, and because I'm going to be working with the bow, I may even... I may even try using the face paint here. I'm not too sure. I'll bring it along at least, and I'll bring the wind indicator in case. And clothing-wise, I'm thinking I'm going to change back to a little bit of how I had the loadout to be. Not that I think it matters too much. Again, it's sort of that thing where I wish there was a bit more, better detail in trying to, like, get the information entirely across, because... like, when it comes to the ethic charts or that, at least in the store page, you have almost like a spreadsheet system of, like, this animal... X, no, it's not ethical, yes, it is ethical, but when it comes to, like, the clothing and that, it's a lot of just going by the wording of it, so, like, fairly good versus species of the deer family, some versus species of the deer family, like, stuff like that is a little bit, kind of less intuitive than it could be. I'm going to change that up, maybe I'll even take a different pair of gloves. Do something like that. Hopefully my voice warms up a little bit more through as I keep doing this episode. I think that's actually probably everything there I'm going to take along. I don't think I'm going to take any, like, the hunting towers or that. So I think I'll be good there. And weapon-wise, yeah, I'm going to keep the bow, going to keep the 300, and I do want to keep the 303, just see if I can slowly work at bringing that up for what I'm capable of with it. And thanks to another commenter, Eetu Tuomaala, they actually remind me of something. Even if you're, like, the reserve you're hunting on doesn't have a trail system, use kind of like the natural trail system of the reserves, which are the waterways. Like how I did with Timbergold Trails on the kind of redemption after the very bad weekend and I started from the tent. Use the waterways as your trail system, because if you follow along those, you'll be able to have pretty good visibility for both banks, and that can also let you start seeing and getting closer to where animals might be. So we're going to do exactly that this weekend and follow the river down south and then into the marshland area. I don't know if we'll exactly get right to it too easily or not. I actually might have to figure out my way... Yeah, I'm going to figure out my way down there. Okay, a little bit more gradual this way. But I'll get myself all loaded up and properly ready for this. I may actually even switch this out for the... I'm going to switch this out for the 303 right now. Because I don't know if we'll have water buffalo, like, this far out from the marsh area. I think they're, like their namesake, they're definitely going to be in more of that part of this map. So we'll take this along for now, work our way down south, get to the water's edge, and then just start tracking along that for a while. I do definitely think that this is a map where... it would be good practice if you want to try to get a little away from, like, being too reliant on just going off of, like, using the trails, or you want to get more in-depth, like, in-bush training and practice. Because, again, you don't really have a trail system to go off of, and you're going to really need to be slow and patient when you're trying to see through some of, like, the bush and the scrub here. But yeah, we'll just first get to the riverside, and then from that we can easily just walk down along that and see what we can spot. I'm basically trying for any animals aside from the hogs on this hunt, because we got the hogs pretty much covered last weekend, and there was a little bit of talk with Danger Floof in the comments last weekend where, like, compared to an African map, this one does feel like it's not as varied as you'd like for its own standalone map. Like, when you examine the animal roster, you do have unique species, but I don't think they're unique enough from each other. Like, the bantang and the water buffalo, granted, I have to hunt a bantang to really see what they're like, but they almost kind of feel like they fit into the same kind of categories, so they're not that different there. The Rusa and the Samba? I think it's Samba or something like that. Those two deer, again, it's just like, they almost are close enough to be just one animal, and then we've already hunted hogs and, well, goose or goose. Oh. Actually, I see the water buffalo right there. Oh, actually, looks like there might be a couple. Oh, there's a herd of them. Okay, so actually, I will be putting to use the bow already. And what do I need? So I need number 5 and then 6. We'll do that. And we'll do that. And let me see if I can sneak down to meet up with this group. Yeah, Eetu, your advice is already paying off in dividends. We're not even 10 minutes in, and we've got a nice little... Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're coming further across. But we do have a nice little herd of water buffalo down there. So we'll see if we can actually make our way closer and try to get them. And then I do want to check inventory. Okay, so it does look like the water bottle almost like refills every hunt. I don't know if that's as long as you don't use all 3 of them, they'll restock or not, but that's at least back in surplus, so that's good. Actually, it makes me wonder about how some of the... Well, no, I guess... I was going to say, it might actually be interesting if you could buy, like, one thing, and then every hunt it would resupply itself, but... Like, the scent eliminator saved that I had already used to charge, so certain items, they don't replenish, others, they do. That's sort of one of the things that, like, the Hunter Classic sort of showed it was more on its microtransaction system, where you do have to keep buying the consumables. Okay, so unfortunately, well, maybe they are trying to cross over, because again, they are getting in the water there. Just looks like it might be a bit too deep. No, it looks like... Okay, those two are trying to come over. Are they all female? Looks like they are all female, so... I mean, I don't know if I'd really get that many points for them, but I'd still like to try, just to see, to learn and know. So let's just let them kind of come over where they're going to land first. I don't want to try going after them in the water, because try to go after anything when swimming in the water is not... No. Yeah, see, I don't know what they're up to. I mean, again, they are living up to the namesake water buffalo, but I don't know if they're just, like, trying to figure out the proper path to cross, or what's going on with them. No. I guess the sun's... I guess technically sun's rising, because I did go out 7 a.m., or... All the hunts I've been doing on the channel have been, like, at 7 a.m. from the, like, time select screen. So it might even be possible that I should look at changing what time of day I do go out for certain, like, animal activity, too. But for these reserve tours, it's not like I want to go out with a big plan, it's mostly just, let's go on a little walkabout and see what we find. Actually, kind of interesting to use the terminology a walkabout, because, as Dangerfloof was pointing out, Pickbean Bay is actually based off of Northern Australia for, like, setting. And a lot of the animals you actually are encountering are invasive species from the... would that technically be Indo-Pacific? Or is there another name for, like, the island chain and that kind of above, or to the north of Australia? I shouldn't say above. Okay, they really just want to stay in the water. I don't know if it's because there's no, like, access for... Maybe it's just a bit too deep for them to get to this side, but they've been basically swimming. I think that might be what's been happening, is that they have not been able to find a way to... proper... No, there's even another one out there. Another female? Yeah, another female. Yeah, see, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up if I'm stuck like this. Well, there's something... Is her cheek that bright red or something? Like, oh, I guess it's just the way the light's catching off her. Let me see what I've got, because this is, I think, sighted to what? Oh, 20 meter, that's it? That's not really a lot to work with. Okay, let me switch you out for... I didn't bring the rangefinder. I did not bring the rangefinder! Oh, I should have. That's... can be pretty key for trying to hunt with bow and arrow. Should have brought the rangefinder out. Oh, we also got something over there. I think that might be a bantang. Oh, it's going... or not. You know, I want to see what this is first. Those are all females, but whatever this is... and I just lost it. Dang it! Okay, I got away my options here. Like, they're not really giving me a good way to properly get close here with how they keep they're all just staying... oh! No, they're all basically just staying swimming out there, so I don't know if I can even get close, and if I try for a shot, I feel like if I hit the water, it's not going to really, like, count as a hit. It's just going to be a wasted shot. So yeah, even if I... see... I really do not want to move from there. I was hoping whatever I saw just, like, walking there would have kept going towards, like, the water's edge, but it doesn't seem like it has. I guess I'm hearing, like, the insects and that. Yeah, I'm going to leave those water... oh, there we go. Okay, so that's where it finally is. Well, maybe it is a water buffalo. No, it is... ooh, it's a male bantang. You know what? I think this is going to be our first one of the hunt. Oh, no, no, no. Don't walk away. Okay, that's it. Just kind of go down. I'll follow along with you. You just take a moment to get yourself some rest. Oh, and there was a mission completed. I was hoping it would have stopped for a moment, so I might have to take it while he's on the move. Now, I don't know if that actually hit or not, because it didn't look like he recoiled or anything from the shot. Okay, I think I can cross here, and then we'll head over and see. Oh, okay, good. It looks like... I saw the water buffalo coming in there, but it looks like they did just come to land, so that way they could go a little further on their route. And, like, seeing the bantang cross there, yeah, I have to say, I don't think there's enough difference between the bantang and the water buffalo to feel like they're unique from each other. It does kind of feel more like, instead of a full diverse map roster, it's basically oxen-like, deer, hog. Kind of like 3 general options to go for. So yeah, I can definitely understand why, like, Dangerfloof is one who is a bit dissatisfied with the map in comparison to, say, an African map, and I would lean that way with them. It's actually, one of the interesting things is, like, when you think about, like, what the quintessential hunts are, I can see, like, Timber Gold Trails to me is the quintessential North American hunting reserve. It has a taste of kind of every North American big game animal in a way. You have the elk, you have mule deer, you have the bear, you have wolves, mountain lion, and even bighorn, so you have a good variety there. For Europe, Europe's a bit tougher because, like, being Canadian and where I am, you don't really get a lot of exposure always to, like, different continents or different nations or, like, that much exposure to different hunting things unless you're super into it or have, like, the TV or some way of really knowing. So I'm not sure what I would really register as Hard to say. It might... you know what? I don't think there's enough blood to warrant that it's like lung or heart. I think this might just have been a body shot. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Well, we'll follow along the tracks and see... Oh, actually, it must have been a lung shot, because there he is. And I was about to go into the bit of the track, but I'll not try to get too sidetracked and keep going. So, like, for, like, quintessential hunting experiences, the big ones that come to mind are something like Timber Gold Trails encapsulates North American hunting. For, like, if you were to hunt Australia, I think more Bushrangers Run, again, captures what you generally think of Australia for its hunting potential. Yeah, left lung there on him. Europe, I see Hirschfelden, I don't know how much that encapsulates, because I could see that as being, like, mainland Europe in that. You know, it probably is the most quintessential one with, like, the red deer, the roe deer, and stuff like that to it, so... You have these almost, like, quintessential hunts, but when it comes to, like, the African safari, which is almost like a staple for big game hunting in a way, I'm surprised the Hunter Classic doesn't have anything for it. There we go, so we got the Bantang. Or Bantang. Alright, I got the face paint on, that's why I look so strange. God, I really look weird with it on. Yeah, so it's basically... You have the water buffalo, and then you have the buffalo in socks with the little white to its feet. But still a pretty nice animal to get for our first Bantang. Not worth a whole lot there, but again, it's still something. So we'll probably continue along this side of the river and just keep walking for a while and see whatever we can spot. I don't know if there will actually be anything too close to us after taking that one shot. And maybe if I'm lucky, we'll get a chance to use the 303 on something soon. Oh. Wait, that's a... Oh, okay, it's coming from the other side. I couldn't actually see it for a moment, and I don't know if you guys even could. It's actually behind the 07, or the time in the bottom right of the hunter mate here. So we'll see if we can get another one of our sock-wearing buffaloes. Oh yeah, there he is. No, actually, looks like he might be quite a bit better than the previous one we went for. I don't know, I'm just going by, like, the way the horns. I think it technically be horns on these guys. Oh, he's coming across. You know what? This might be my chance to get ourselves something with 303. There we go. I'll load it in there. Yeah, maybe not. Oh, actually, there's a little herd there. Wait, is he actually... Okay, he is in the water. He's just drinking hardcore method by being completely submerged. So I think that might be a female there. Yeah, that's a female. So the males, I think, might have a little bit of a darker coloration on them. As long as he stays around the water's edge here, I might even try a little bit of a long shot with the 303. Wait, what? I was going to say for a second, why couldn't I keep moving? I guess I hit almost like a... Oh, you know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm fairly sure that was a lung shot. And nice thing, too, is, again, Eetu's advice... Oh. Really? But wait a minute. If the 300 caliber is okay for going after Bantang, why is it the 303? Is it... But... I didn't realize that, but that doesn't make much sense. The 303... Is it too high of a caliber? But then, if it's too high of a caliber, I know the 303 is not good enough for the water... I'm confused about that one, to be honest. Because I have to look that up. I don't understand how the 300 is okay for the Bantang, but the 303 isn't. Is it just because yeah, I do not know about that one then. And it's not like there's a... I don't imagine there's a super big difference between the 303 and the 300 caliber. I know the sizing's a little bit... Maybe there is. Yeah, that caught me off guard. I was not expecting there to be, like, that difference to them. So after... Yeah, between these episodes, I'll look up and see, but I'm really surprised. That was not expecting that. I'll have to see then if, like... Yeah, I really have to check the, like, ethical for that. Because if the 303 isn't ethical for it, but other weapons that are higher firepower or higher caliber are, why is the 303 the one that's like an outlier? Or what are the outliers? Okay, there he is. I do apologize for that. I did not realize it was not ethical for using on these guys. But yeah, I mean, I am also a bit proud I was able to make the shot with, like, how the breath and how unsteady it was, but yeah, I was not expecting that from this. And I don't know what's going to happen for it, like, being an unethical shot. I don't know if I'll actually get anything or not for it. No, disqualified, so no score, so I will still take a pick because, again, I'll at least take a bit of pride in that I was able to land the shot. Yeah, we'll do weary since it is kind of like feeling a little weary after taking that and finding that out. I really hope he wasn't too good of a scoring one then, because that's going to suck if that's the case. I mean, it would probably be par for the course with how my luck is, but I was just not expecting that at all. So we'll stick to using the 300. I'll probably even, so I don't make the mistake again, just switch to this. And then see about continuing along. Actually, now I'm really going to have to check, because then is the 303... I feel like the 303 is ethical for deer, though, like for the Rusa and the other deer. And I think it's been ethical for, like, the... I do not know how the ethical chart works for the Banteng, then, because that feels really, really strange if I'm trying to think about this. Because I used the 303 on the elk, and that was ethical there. But if the 300 is ethical for the Banteng, that's... I really gotta... I apologize. It's one of the things that hits me, like, I get a little bit dumbfounded at times where it's things. I'm trying to think of... Oh, is this a new call? It is. Ah, Sambar. That's what they are, not Somba. Sambar. Okay, you know what? Let me put a little dot over there. And, try to find my way across, because, again, the crossings for this area can be a little difficult to figure out. I think right here should be a way to get across okay. I don't know. No, well, there's an objective completed for another mission. But yeah, the only thing I can think of is... Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. I didn't actually realize. Okay, I think that's a Rusa, or is that a Sambar? That's a Rusa. It is just a female, though. Well, looks like she's all on her own, so I'm not going to go after her. I do want to check just in case again for the Sambar, but I don't think I can see it from here. Yeah. Oh yeah, crossing the water, I have to imagine that it'd make quite a bit of noise. But yeah, I am definitely going to take a look at that ethical chart between the episodes, so that way I can figure out, like, is it just that the 303 is, like, in the sweet spot between too low and too high, or it's too low caliber, too high caliber? I don't know what's going on with that. Because the water buffalo is the only animal I can think of that really needs, like, the high firepower weapon. Yeah, that just leaves me so surprised. Actually, let me grab the binoculars again. It looks like I might be able to... I can sort of see it. I don't know if the spotting... Let me see if I can even use the rifle scope to get a better spot on it. Oh, Lord, even with the 300, I am not very steady with it. Oh, this is one of those... Okay, you can kind of see it there. Oh, God, That's still one thing I do feel like the Hunter Classic could improve on, is to not make the weapons so Oh, lordy. What are you? Oh, you're... a Rusa deer call. Okay, that's interesting. I think that might have even been a male. I know I haven't heard the calls enough, but just going off of, like, how the other deer are in the game, I think the call sounded a bit more, like, lower tone, which is what a lot of the, like, the male deer calls have come across as. Yeah, so we want to be a bit careful as we're just coming up over this hill here. Because wherever it is, it did sound fairly close. Probably should have put a marker down just to be sure, but we'll see if we can try to get this guy just before this episode wraps up. It is a little bit into this thicker area, so it's... Okay, we do have the sandbar deer still making noise, but it's still in the general area. So it even might be crossing the water, so I'll be able to get a possible glance at it from here. Let's just stay about... yeah, I guess this would be crouch. We're not going to go full prone because I wouldn't really be able to see anything if I were to do that. That's just some vines or something growing along the tree there. No, there's the track. No, I think this is the sandbar track. Yeah, because the last thing that we heard was the sandbar call, so that's still from that deer, which is crossing the river. There should be somewhere around there. The Rusa that called, I do not know where that might be right now. Oh, there we go. Okay, we'll have our first pretty good sighting of a sandbar. It's basically just, again, the roster is not unique enough to, like, feel like you're hunting for so many different animals. It basically is just a deer, buffalo-like, and hogs. That's all the map. Well, and goose, but again, for any geese you... Oh, hello. We got somebody across there. Oh, another banteng. Now, we actually will hunt this guy ethically. Yeah, Eetu, your advice was very, very good. Oh, now I have to figure out which one's better to go for. So we got 2 Banteng over there. I feel like I'll have better luck with the one on the left, or like, in comparison of like how the horns are. That guy seems to have a little bit stubbier and smaller than that. So we'll go for... I think that's the same one that I spotted before. No, and I've got another one up there. Yeah, we'll go for you. Yeah, so I was going... Oh, actually, maybe I'll be able to get across, because it looked like the sandbar was able to walk pretty easily right across this spot. And going from the hunter mate, it does look like there is a little bit of a difference in the shade for the water, so this should be completely good to walk across. We'll go get a trophy shot of this guy, and then I will wrap the episode up there. But, yeah, Eetu was very right on the money here. My advice is if you are going to come pick Bean Bay, start from the Western Lodge, and work your way along the riverway, then down towards the, like, swamp area. Because this has been very, very fruitful for both seeing and getting successful wildlife hunts. Let's take a look at you and see what you're like. There are the other couple Banteng that did probably go running off there. I don't think I'll wait up for them, though. So let's see how you're doing for score. So you're a 119 with a 19.5. Let's get ourselves out the proper rifle. And, yeah, I guess we'll do something like that. Very weird way to hold the rifle, but it is one of the poses. And, well, that's as low as I can go, so we'll do that. How much do you go for? 20. So these guys aren't going for too much, but it's at least a little bit of something. So yeah, I'm just going to bring us right here and put an end to this episode right here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the Hunter Classic, and thank you both Dangerfloof and Eetu for all the help on last week in the comments, because, again, as you saw, you guys have helped a great deal in making Pick a Bean's second half much more successful. I'm going to take a quick look at the ethics charts between episodes to see what's going on with the 303 for the Banteng, and then, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. If you did enjoy watching this video or this episode, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave the comments right down below. Until I do see you in the next video or episode, though, hunters and survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.